All right. PawnMaster versus Quite starting off on PS2. Both the red alts of their color. Greninja not usually having that red alt, but the Goron Tunic alt for Young Link. Let's see if that helps him against the water type. Probably not.
We'll see.
Yeah, and I love that Quite is already responding to boomerangs with projectiles of his own. If boomerang hits any other projectile, it's gone.
Oh, yeah. Or if it hits your shield, it's going too.
Okay. Yeah, and this is tough, right? Because Greninja thrives on shield pressure and doesn't have great out-of-shield options. And Young Link has great out-of-shield options and great shield pressure. So, Quite already taking quite an enormous beating. It was close. It was close. It was close. I didn't mean to. It's very difficult. But I didn't do it. I didn't pull the trigger on it. But PawnMaster pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, he just ran straight into it. He wasn't prepared for PawnMaster to pull out the bow. PawnMaster playing the evasive game quite well here. PawnMaster 3rd seed, so if he wins this, it's just going to be 1, 2, 3 in their respective spots, which is kind of insane.
Most definitely.
Okay, that's whiff punish. Oh, he just hesitated a little too much. It looks like Quite is a bit unsure of himself here. He doesn't really know how to navigate this neutral. He's doing an option and then immediately holding his shield in fear of what Young Link will do next.
And sometimes you can't live in that fear of what Young Link's going to do. Sometimes you got to be headstrong and take on Young Link.
Yeah, you got to punish what Young Link is doing, not what he can do.
Yeah.
Right? Young Link has options for nearly every single scenario in the entire game.
And it's a 3-stock to 1 lead.
Yeah, and like, I mean, it's a tough sell, right? Like, it's very difficult to whiff punish Young Link. Greninja excels at whiff punishing. It just feels like a difficult climb for Quite this whole entire set. PawnMaster just doing an excellent job of holding down the neutral with that boomerang and the fire arrows. Yeah, not able to get the tech roll. Smack him up. Yeah, you could have maybe gotten a bigger punish, but it's hard to know if it would have even killed.
I mean, this is quite the challenge for Quite to see if he
Yeah.
could pull this out. But if I was Quite, I would honestly just think about the next game, seeing like what habits I could find now, so that next game I'll be able to figure them out later.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can't really blame him.
Yeah, I can't blame him for like wanting to see if it would work, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're already down that much this time. Might as well just go for a YOLO option and see if it works or not.
So, Quite is definitely going to have to use the old thinker for this one because that game one was not pretty. But
No.
PawnMaster does have his openings. He does have his habits. It's just a bit of a difficult sell to exploit those habits.
Oh, most definitely.
Here we go. Greninja versus Young Link continues. Quite has a few other characters. I don't think he's going to do that. He's going to rely on the Greninja in these tight tournament-defining circumstances. Patient
Honestly,
play.
if I was Quite, I would stay Greninja because it's the character he knows the most. It's the
Exactly.
character he knows like the most familiar with and has the most comfort with. So I would stay Greninja, honestly.
Exactly. With punish. There we go. Decent amount of percent here. And even getting a nice trade here for additional percent. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just maintaining his pressure a little bit too close to that shield. It's always difficult when a Young Link decides to do the spinneroonie.
When Young Link does the little spinnerino, it's like, what can you really do, you know?
Okay. Ooh, we love that.
Wait a minute.
He has the bomb. Not enough.
Not enough, no.
Almost. It was actually very close to grabbing that ledge, but PawnMaster down a stock, and now Quite is able to play defensive if he wants to.
And as we saw from PawnMaster, his approach options really need some improvement.
Yeah, if you get the first stock against PawnMaster, you are at a significant advantage. Okay, catching that landing though. Quite putting on the pressure in the wrong spot, and PawnMaster making him pay.
But that being said, PawnMaster's not nearly even close to being out of it.
I mean, absolutely. He's already doing a great job of racking up this percent. It's just a matter of if Quite gives him the stock opening here. Okay, big percentage here. Yes, another whiff punish. Okay, that nair. Oh my gosh, that's going to do it. He was definitely not ready for that, and he didn't have the jump to cancel his momentum. However, the percent lead is quite large. Yup. Young Link really wants to respond with those quick aerials, but his aerial drift is awful. So Quite able to just scout out exactly where PawnMaster wanted to be and snipe him with the F smash. The pressure continues for PawnMaster, but he's going to need to have a really, really good stock to make things back. Starting out very well.
I feel like against in PawnMaster sets, it feels like whoever takes the first stock is at a large advantage.
And honestly, Quite's doing a good job of avoiding the initial projectile, but he's always getting caught by the second fire arrow every single time. If he can get that under control, things will be much better for him.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the air dodge up. PawnMaster pressure. That's very difficult for Greninja to punish specifically. Okay, I love the empty hop there. Not able to get the follow-up because of the platform, but PawnMaster still eating a bit of percent. 106 on Quite. Oh, wow, it doesn't even go for the setup there. He just kind of hopes that it would hit. Completely avoids the platform altogether. PawnMaster does not have a jump.
Forward air. And the audience saying, Greninja, Greninja, Greninja takes it.
I mean, the perfect time for the crowd to cheer, right? It's like the game knows. Very suspicious.
Very sus.
All right, so Quite moving up 1-1 here. They're just going to run it back to PS2. Young Link very comfortable on this stage.
Oh, definitely.
Covers quite a bit of ground with those boomerangs and those fire arrows.
And those bombs.
Yeah, the bombs are very tricky. Ooh, Quite switching to the sleek white Greninja. Very nice. Okay, getting the parry on the boomerang, knowing he can't punish. Love the patience here. There we go. Okay, attempting the dash grab, but getting that stray hit. Oh, wow, actually getting sucked in. He had the idea, just didn't have the spacing. Yeah, I love the idea of going up there. Unfortunately, hitting the log instead of PawnMaster.
And now that PawnMaster has the lead, he doesn't really have a reason to approach, you know? He can just sit back and just throw his projectiles, because that's what works.
Yeah, and what a parry there for PawnMaster. Very difficult to combo Young Link at those percentages. He's like an odd fast faller lightweight, which is one of the most difficult types of characters to combo, but man, PawnMaster having no difficulty comboing into that forward air. Great call out.
At all. This is a big lead for PawnMaster.
Oh boy. Trying to get this continued ledge pressure, already lapped him. PawnMaster with the lead. Again, this is the demon that you hate to face, but sometimes he gets that early game momentum and it can be so difficult to take it from him. And yeah, he's just not confident on the timing on that punish. You need to have that on deck.
You need to have that memorized, because if you don't, then Young Link can just afford to throw that move out willy-nilly.
Yeah, and that's not something you want.
No. A little spinnerino.
Oof. Heavy confirms here. PawnMaster making Quite work very hard to even get percent. Yeah, that's stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's looking very much in PawnMaster's favor.
Yeah, looking very similar to Game 1 here. It seems like all the adaptations that Quite was able to make weren't based on him playing from behind. Yeah. They were just based on him getting the first stock, which is, oh man, he is just getting grabs over and over again. PawnMaster is completely in his head.
He's living in his head rent-free.
Okay. Mix-ups.
Oh, not quite.
Yeah, barely missing that confirm, and that's going to cost him a lot because Greninja has a very difficult time sealing the stock in these scenarios. Seems like a very difficult matchup for the Frog.
It looks doable, but it looks very difficult.
Yeah, not even able to get the edge guard because of how low Youngling can dip. Not safe with that counter on deck, but still quite a bit of ground to make up.
Oh, definitely. You really have to think of something at this point.
Ay, ay, ay.
Or at least see what habits you could pick up for next game, you know? But
smacking him up with the foot. Trying to get this pressure. Quite's doing a decent job of kind of regaining this lead, but it might be too little too late at 111%. Yup,
wow.
Catching the spot dodge. Wow, what an excellent... Does he get this? Nope. All right.
He does get it. So now this is last stock scenario. What looked so dominating from PawnMaster, Quite's able to bring this back.
Boy. Yeah, the forward air into the up air pressure, very difficult to deal with. Barely surviving that forward throw as well. Okay. Remaining patient here. Yeah, you kind of have to pull the trigger on that eventually.
Yeah.
And PawnMaster was just completely ready for it. And it seems like PawnMaster is doing a lot of his pressure from shield. Maybe Quite can catch on with a few grab mix-ups, but it's difficult, right? Because you don't want that mix-up as Greninja, because at that percentage, you can't combo Youngling.
No. It's just looking so tough for Quite because, I mean, every time he seems to get momentum, PawnMaster's able just to whip it right back from him.
And Youngling's pressure just seems to be so much better than Greninja's because he can get so much damage so much more consistently. So it's going to be very, very tough to come back from, but if anyone can do it, it is Quite. He is the last one in loser's bracket to face PawnMaster other than Sweshi, already taking a brunt of the projectile damage, 64%. Okay. Finally getting the bonk on the head, but it's just not enough. PawnMaster is just completely shutting down the neutral.
And that's just what makes him so good. He's able to shut you down and not give you a shot at going in on him.
Okay. Jab mix-up working out very well. Yeah, even at that, it's just so difficult to hit Youngling. He's tiny. He's a child.
He's a child that has access to bombs, boomerangs, and arrows.
Yeah, who gave him that?
Scared.
That's actually frightening. Not something I'd want to see. Okay. PawnMaster fighting back. Actually, Quite has been doing an excellent job ledge trapping. Putting on the damage. Yup, but that boomerang. Very, very good spot dodge call out there. Oh, wow. Actually able to jab because PawnMaster was slow on the up B. Still not able to whiff punish. What do you have here? Seems like Quite has a better handle on where PawnMaster's going to be in disadvantage, but he's still not able to pull the trigger consistently. Nice air dodge bait. 70% now and climbing. Oh my gosh.
It's just looking so grim for Quite. Because every time he looks like he has momentum, PawnMaster just steals it right back from him.
Yeah. The stage is all PawnMasters right now.
Oh yeah, just throwing bombs, arrows, boomerangs galore.
Okay. Stall with the shuriken. Maybe Quite can get the hits he needs, but he just keeps running into the fire arrows. I mean, I think Greninja has a decent walk speed. You have to utilize the ability to shield instantaneously instead of getting caught out of your dash all the time.
Yeah. Walking is actually one of the most powerful skills against Youngling.
Yeah.
If your character has a fast walk against Youngling, then you can aggressively shield your way in.
Exactly. Okay, though, the momentum is picking up. Oh, he misses the ledge trap again and goes for the counter. Uh-oh. There's a lot of momentum here for PawnMaster. The air dodge. Doesn't really get the back air he was looking for. Still the momentum continues, but out more and more of reach from these Greninja. Kill confirms. He has to get a raw hit, and that is the last thing you want.
Oh, not quite there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, he had the punish. That's so hard. Yeah, and the momentum is just significantly in PawnMaster's favor at this point. It's going to be a mountain.
The mountain's too large to climb, it looks like.
Yeah. He just can't even get the stock. It's so tough. He tries to roll in, maybe pick up the timing on that fire arrow, but
it just wasn't enough.
At the end of the day, it's just not enough.
No, shouts to Quite though for, I mean, getting this far.